Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Final Fantasy Tactics walkthrough. We are at the Orban Monastery still. I think this is technically our third battle that we'll be here for. Now, I'll be completely honest, this battle did not go that well. And actually, I think this was the second time I had to do this battle because the first time I failed. So part of the reason was I wasn't really all that well prepared for it. The battle itself has one character that's not only does a lot of damage physically, but also can actually one-shot your characters because of the, I guess, the property that goes along with it. So there's a chance that they'll just die straight out. So so my biggest weakness here, I believe, was just the fact that I don't believe I had a single character that was able to revive a character once they were defeated. So that was the real issue. So I didn't have like the item command set up with a Phoenix down on anybody. So again, that was I would say that was the biggest flaw in my setup here. So anyway, we've got Wiegraf here, and he's the one actually I was referring to. He's got basically they're the same exact skills that Agrias has, and I forget which one it is specifically, but one of those sword skills has the chance to just kill your characters straight out. And again, I think that the first attempt, he came in and used that on Ramza right away, and Ramza got one shot. So I don't know if there's actually any equipment that's available right now to prevent that. Eventually we'll get some that will prevent that. One of them being the Judo robe. So again, I'm not sure if that piece of armor is actually available right now. But there, you'll notice Agrias got hit by Stasis Sword and stopped immediately. And that's another one of those status effects that we'll definitely have equipment to prevent it later. I believe it's the Black Costume is one of them that prevents stop. I'm not sure, again, if we've actually got any of that equipment available to us right now. But, you know, part of it is, to be honest, I got pretty unlucky. I mean, it's not like that the Stasis Sword even will stop every single time. So again, you know, unfortunately, I just got a little bit unlucky here with it landing on me. So other than that, I mean, really, Wiegraf is the big danger here. He's I think he's even got the two hands ability. So all of his, I believe that increases the attack power of his sword abilities as well, which is kind of an interesting, I guess, benefit to using the two hands ability. And so, and I believe that's from the samurai. So that's a samurai. What would that be? Not reaction. I think it's a passive ability. Here I tried to steal a sword. Now, that would have been a slam dunk. If I would have got his sword stolen immediately, the fight would have basically been over. And unfortunately, I got a little unlucky. So if that's something that you want to do too, I mean, to be honest, you could actually just start out this battle, attempt to steal, and then if it fails, just reset your game. You know, I don't know if you really want to spend the kind of time. I mean, especially if your steal rate is really low, you know, then it's just a crapshoot, and you know you're gonna end up resetting your game a ton. So I can't really, you know, recommend that strategy. But if you're having problems with this battle, you know, that may be a good way to take care of that. So. Again, if you can get that sword stolen from him on like the first turn, you're good to go, and you know you probably won't have any issues. But so that's the second time I failed. I think I do end up stealing it, but it takes a bit of time, and that's you know, unfortunate. The longer it takes you to get that stolen, well, the more damage you're going to take from him. So, anyways, there's other ways, I'm sure, to you know, status effects are always a good thing too. I'm not sure if he's actually immune to any or not. I feel like there's certain characters in the game that you just can't land stuff on, and they're going to be unique characters like Wygriff. Again, though, I'm not sure if he is specifically one of them, but I know we'll fight a lot of enemies later on in the game where you know, you can take a look at their equipment and they're not wearing anything that would make them immune. You know, like I'll take for instance again that judo robe. Makes it so that they, you know, a character can't be one shot because of that death or dead status. So again, I don't know if it's crush punch. That's one of them, but one of those sort of abilities anyway is able to just you know, randomly kill. So again, that judo robe would prevent that. But again, you know, like I said, there's certain characters in the game that aren't equipped with anything like that and that are just completely immune regardless. So again, I'm not 100% sure if Wygriff here is you know, immune to some of those type abilities, but if not, again, that would be a good way to kind of prevent him running havoc here. There we go. So there I've stolen the sword, and look at that. His return counter punch is only for 66 damage. So so at this point, it's going to obviously get a lot easier now. Unfortunately, I've only got so many turns to beat everything before Agrias poofs and turns into a crystal. So I will absolutely not let that happen. But that being said, this ended up being an incredibly close battle. I don't remember though if the battle ends right when you take Wygriff. I don't know if he needs to go to critical status or if you need to kill him straight out and get him at 0 health. But that being said, I feel like it did, and so I actually used a lot of extra time here, just trying to kill off all of the other minor enemies, and I don't know that I needed to do that. So that, to be honest, that's another strategy if you're having issues with this battle. And that's just to kill Wygriff and be done with it. So again, I'm not 100% sure if that's what actually ends it, but I think it does. And if I remember correctly, we'll have to pay attention here to this battle. But if I remember correctly, that was what actually ended it. Was I finished off Wygriff, and I think there was like a knight that was still alive or something like that at the end. So again, we'll see. But if I remember correctly, that's how the battle played out. Boom! Alright, so there's another mage down. 128. Oh, and he guarded my blood sword. That stinks. Oh. That's right. I remember that. I was incredibly frustrated with this battle because I just felt like I was having really, really bad luck. Now, granted, it only took what 3 times to steal his sword at like I think I had a 40% success rate. So to be honest, that wasn't that bad. But that last turn, that was like, are you serious? Oh my God! And again, look at that. So it's like 2 times in a row he guarded against. I think I had like a 78% chance to hit him there. And luckily I guarded, because that would have been a kill shot there. That would have killed Ramza if if Ramza didn't guard that. So again, you see here, I'm just getting kind of. Like I said, I was incredibly frustrated. I was like, are you serious right now? Luckily, I took that archer into critical status, so Wygriff just used a potion. Now, to be completely honest, that probably wasn't that big of a deal. He's not hitting that hard anymore. Now, I think though he still could have killed Ramza if he had, or if he decided to. But for whatever reason, he didn't. Same with that archer. I really don't know why they're not focusing on Ramza. And here I unfortunately can't land a hit on Wygriff. And so at this point I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, 63%. That's not very good. So there he's evaded 3 of my sword strikes in a row. I think because he was facing me, that's what made his rate so much lower this time. But I think I was attacking from the side before, which again I thought was like a 70-some% chance of success, but who knows? I'm not gonna rewind to see, but again, I was pretty unhappy. There we go. And then he took it almost all back. Oh man, I think I ended up positive 2 HP there on that trade. I think he crit, so he punched me and he crit, and so it ended up being 120 something. Get him! There we go. Unguarded, nice. Okay, so he's critical now. Okay, so now he's still not like running away, and obviously the battle hasn't ended, so we must have to take him all the way to 0 before he'll take off. And again, I'm not sure if that's what actually ends the battle or not, but here, I pity you, Wygriff. Even if you couldn't fulfill your dream, your people would have followed you. Your ideals and actions inspired your people, and even stirred up old noble customs. Your actions have meaning only if you hold true to your ideals. Muladin and your old comrades would be disappointed with your current choice of actions. And if you need someone else to fulfill your dreams, it loses its importance. Don't you agree? Why? You say you're different, you say you depend on no one, you'll never know the feeling of meager. You may think you know it, but you've never lived it. You never know reality is far harsher than you can possibly imagine. Why do you blame me? You have no right to blame me. I don't know if it's about blame. I mean, to be honest, obviously Wygriff has made his choices, and whether they're right or not, he believes really more about the results and not necessarily the ideals. And that's what Ramza is arguing. He's like, well, if you're relying on other people and, you know, not holding true to your ideals, it loses its meaning, really. And he's saying it's not just about the result. Oh, and look at Agrias. She's at her timer's at 0. So like I said, I really cut this one close. Let's see if I... So a very strange battle here. And again now, so here I was under the impression that I needed to kill off everything. And look at that, I got guarded against again. And so again, I was under the impression that I needed to kill everyone, which is why I went after this knight instead of Wygriff. And here I think, yeah, Wygriff gets finished off by the dance. No, I won't lose. I'm a member of Zodiac Braves with Ares. I can't lose like this. Yep, okay, so that did end it. So I would have had a much easier time if I would have just focused him down. You know, instead of running around trying to kill everything. But I think at a certain point there, well, for one thing, I didn't pay attention to the beginning of the battle, because obviously it spelled out that you needed to defeat Wygriff. And unfortunately, apparently I wasn't paying enough attention to that. So yeah, so we could have finished up that battle a bit earlier. Now, granted, I still had really horrible luck landing attacks on Wygriff, but that's just the way it is. Alright, so Islud is kidnapping Alma here, and Wygriff is not doing so well. Don't worry about me, just go. Alma. No, come back. Go. What's Goho? Is that someone you know, buddy? Is that one of your friends? Boy, I was really taking my time here. There we go. Can't die here. Can't face my dead allies without avenging Maluda. How do you face dead allies? Alright, anyways. Holder of the Holy Stone. Oh boy, what business is this? The stone spoke? Holder of the Holy Stone. Promise me. Oh, this doesn't sound good. Alright, your spirit will unite with my flesh to live forever. Well, that sounds awesome, actually. Is this the stone's secret? Your despair and resentment called me. Called me, maybe? Now promise. Help me. Help me. Alright. Oh boy. I am Velius. The devil. Ugh. Wish is granted. Alright, so Wygriff made a deal with the devil. Okay. Velius, this is the stone's power. So the thing I don't quite understand, though, is now Wygriff is Velius? Okay, so Ramza, this is power. No, not just the power. Centers of knowledge ingrained into my brain. Save some for later. Alright, so he's going to take off. So again, I'm not really sure why they changed the name. It feels like it's still Wygriff, but he gains the knowledge of, you know, whatever this other person is. So again, it feels weird that they changed the name. It almost feels like it's a spirit, you know, that I don't know, kind of inhabits his body, but like Wygriff is still there. He still retains all of his memories, and I assume he still contains or has control of his body. So I don't know. Anyways. All right, so Simon's not doing so hot, and he is going to give us the Germanic scriptures. Must bring them to justice with this book. You can bring Alma back. Okay. Now I can finally rest. Just like Balbane's when he was young. All right, so Simon basically went along with the church's teachings, even though he had read this book, which I am going to go through. I'm not going to do commentary for the whole thing. If you're interested in what the book has to say, I would definitely suggest reading it all. Now, I'll give you a brief summary here while I show you where it's actually at here. I think it's under treasure. Yeah. So here's the Germanic scriptures. So what it actually basically states is, I almost look at this book, and I'm not sure if they were trying to do this, but it actually feels like an anti-Bible. I guess I would say that that's the real world equivalent to this book. Now, this book isn't, you know, the actual anti-Bible, you know, from I guess today's like Christianity, but I feel like that's its in-game equivalent. So basically, it disputes what the church here has been teaching people, and about Saint Ajora, this figure, this I would say Jesus figure, and again, it disputes his actual life and what he actually did, and so again, Simon, after having read this book, and I believe he was the one that was actually translating it, at least that's how this story goes. But Simon still went along with the church's teachings and didn't speak out against the teachings, even though he knew the truth. So that's why they're at the scene there where he's basically dying and hands Ramza the book, and he's like, okay, well, now I feel better now that I've passed on, essentially the truth, and you can use this to expose the church for its lies and potentially use it as a bargaining tool to, essentially, to get Alma back. Again, I would say it's worthwhile to read this. There's a lot of good information storyline wise about the book, but that's the summary, and that's kind of it's a bit of a tool now to use against these people that are trying to gain control essentially by using this story. So again, if you want, read it here. Otherwise though, I'm going to cut the commentary here. There isn't much left of this video. It's just basically just dialogue here from the book and telling you the story. So anyways, I hope this guide was helpful as always, and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.